there, and welcome back to the RC Barn. Today we are starting on our new project, the Caudron C450. So, a little bit of a backstory, and this is going to be, well, let me first say this is going to be a little bit different of a build series than what you might be used to me doing over the last couple of years, going step by step, going over the construction of said airplane, cutting the parts out, gluing them together, doing the final assembly, making revisions, changes to stuff. So I'm going to skip all of that, and we're going to go directly into the phase of it's almost built, and I'm going to make my final details on this plane. So a little bit of a backstory. Back in the early 90s, I met a buddy, Delb, when we lived in Iowa, and he was fascinated with the Caudron C450, C460. They're basically the same plane. And he took at the time, a 1/12 scale plastic model of the Caudron C460, and he cut it apart on his bandsaw, and he was able to develop a 60 size airframe off of that plastic model. So you're talking something that, you know, fit in the palm of your hand here. I don't have the model anymore. Not sure what happened to it. Like I said, he cut it up into pieces. But I was able to purchase that plane sometime in the late 90s. I flew it several times. It was okay. Wasn't a great airplane, to be honest. But I always fell in love with the lines. Now, everybody's always got their favorite airframe, whether it's a Mustang or a Spitfire or, you know, you name it. You know, everybody's got a favorite airframe. So, my favorite airframe is the Caudron race planes, the C450, the C460, the 461. They have great lines. They murdered planes after plane. They were really, really fast back in their day, back in the 30s. So it's just, and there's been some talk that the Caudron was the base for the P-51 Mustang. So, you know, you can see where I'm going with that. Anyways, that's hearsay, as you will. So anyways, what I'm going to do here is on this video is you're going to see a series of pictures of the construction, and I'm also going to show pictures of the plane that they built back in 2009 that this is kind of going to be loosely based off of. I did find plans approximately 5-6 years ago from a guy that was involved in the recreation of the 460 that exists today. It's the only example that exists. So he was able to use that to draw my set of plans for the Caudron. So this is, I believe, 3rd scale. I haven't done the rough estimate on what scale it is. It was supposed to be 1/4, but I believe it's going to be a little larger than that. It might be, you know, 1/3, 0.5 or something. I'll have to do the math on that. I will do that before I end this video. And so anyways, that's what you're going to see now. So I'll let you view the pictures here. I don't know how long it's going to be. I did start on this project 6 years ago. I got started on it, cutting pieces out. This was way before YouTube. And then the project stalled out because of lack of wood that this plane of this size needs. So over those 3 or 4 years, I was able to obtain a truckload of 1/8" balsa to build this thing with. And right now it's kind of framed up, mostly framed up. I'm working on linkages in the wing right now. So anyways, I'll let you guys watch that part of the video, and I'll come back and we'll show you where we're at, and I'll give you a little bit of the history of the Caudron. right, I hope you enjoyed that short telltale signs of, what do you want to call it? I don't know, videos or picture things. Anyways, yeah. So let's get in a little bit of the history of it. So there's the Caudron C450 and the C460 and the 461. Now they were all based off of the C450, but the 450 or this were based off of what does it say here? Yeah, I'm cheating a little bit. The 362, that's what they were based off of. So anyways, they were all powered by a Renault 456 six-cylinder inverted air-cooled engine. They used the two-position props. They had flaps on them. The difference between the 450 and the 460 was the 460 had retractable landing gear. The 450 was fixed gear. That's the version. The first version I'm building is the 450. It will have fixed gear. I don't want the complexity of a new model and have retracts if I can get away with it. So there is plans to build a larger version of this if this flies successfully. But I am going to put my heart and soul into this project. And we're going to see if this old sport flyer can build a scale looking airplane believable. I'm talking rivets. We're going to have scale cockpit. I'm going to do the some of the major things that makes the Caudron. You know, some of the things when you look at the real plane that you can see, you know, the things that catch your eye, like the oil cooler in the front on the left side of the plane. To me, that's a very unique piece. And so I want to incorporate as much of that stuff as I can into this plane. So I'm trying to do a really nice job on it. I've been working at this plane for, like I said, quite a few years already. I do not anticipate this plane getting built and finished and ready for next season. In my other video that I just did about what we're doing this winter, I'm going to work on this thing until probably February or so and see how close I can get to it being a completed model. But I do not anticipate it being done by then because I'm going to have to really just take my time, dig in. I got a lot of pictures of a scale of the real airplane, as you saw in the pictures, to base everything off of. I mean, I want an instrument cluster. I want the pilot to be the right size. And it is, I'm going to call it third scale because this plane is closer to third than it is quarter. It's like, you know, a third 0.6 or something like that is what the math rolled out to be with the wingspan. So that's what we're going to roll with. As far as power plant goes, I have an Irvine 120 two-stroke that I'm going to stick in the nose of this one. And we're going to have new servos. We're going to have a new radio system in here. So, you know, everything's going to be brand new. I am already planning on doing a fiberglass for the finishing surfaces, something I haven't done on the plane yet, but we're gonna see if I can't pull that off. I gotta make its own canopy. I gotta make a cowl. I mean, none of this stuff exists for this plane, so you know it's all got to come from these two hands because it's not a plane you see every day. So I'm not gonna be in any kind of hurry to finish this plane. I'm hoping that for the most part that by February or March, when we put this thing in the corner for the summer, that it looks and is mostly there, but maybe is waiting for paint job or final assembly, you know, stuff like that. I'm going to try to hide all the control surfaces. So anyways, that's where we're at today. I do have, as you saw in the pictures, the fuselage is mostly built up. I had to stop on building the fuselage because I'm at the point where I need to do the cockpit next, and I need to you know, start thinking about that stuff because I don't want to build myself into a corner where I can't get to this stuff because the plane is really tight. So anyways, as far as history on this plane, 1934 Coupe de la Meurthe, if I'm murdering this French here, you have to excuse me if you're French. It was piloted by Maurice Arnaud, I'm going to say that is, and it took first place, and the 460s took third. So short story that I've heard now is not written up in here. But anyways, they had a C450 or C460 come over. Yeah, it was right here in 1936. A C460 piloted by Michael. I'm not going to even try. Also won the Grieve Trophy and Thompson Trophy and the 1936 National Air Races in the United States. Now, the French, being the French, they thought that they would come over here and, do well. I don't know what their initial thoughts were, but I don't think they were coming over here to win. Now, you got to remember back in the 30s, you had GBs, you had Laird Super Solution, you had Williams Brothers and stuff like this. And the 460 just wiped the floor with these guys. And the French thought that it was so unfair that they never raced in the United States again. They withdrew from all the future races because they thought that they had such an unfair advantage over the Americans, and they didn't want to, disgrace themselves by, wiping the floor with the American machines. So, anyways, that's the story I heard about it. Y'all can tell me in the comments whether I'm right or wrong. I don't know. I'm sticking with my story, as you will. So, anyways, I hope you will stick around for this build. I'm not sure how often I'm going to get videos out, especially starting here, because there's a lot of things I got to start figuring out on how to do, especially with scale cockpits and stuff like that. That's probably going to be my first thing in there. I'm hoping to use a lot of hand tools and do some old school manufacturing and make it look real. I don't know if I can do that or not. I'm going to do my best using, wood and thing fly. So we'll see how far I get with that. I did already make one mistake on the wing. I'll bring you over here and show you that real quick so I can let you guys go. Okay. So here's the wing. And this is where I'm at. Now, I thought that this was going to be an excellent idea for actuating my ailerons. Okay, so this is the aileron here, and I use these Dubro bearing supports, but it's got too much slop in it, and this is just not going to work. Now, it'll work for the flaps. Now, the flaps are bottom hinged, so they'll come, this is the flap door here, and then the ailerons are out here. So what I'm going to play around with is the linkages, and I got a single servo in here in the bay, and with a small arm. Now, this plane should be fairly fast with the motor choice that I have for it, and I shouldn't need a lot of throws, so I'm going to play with my throws. So the shorter I make this, the closer it'll be to the aileron surface itself. So what I'm planning on doing is making my own horn right here as low profile as I can and hide this inside the wing as much as possible, just so you don't see it. I just want to challenge myself with that. If anybody has any ideas on other ways that I could do this without ripping this whole damn wing back apart, which I really don't want to do. This was kind of a pain in the butt to build. And in fact, you're going to hear me complain about this plane a lot. It's in German. So a lot of the time it was like, well, what's this? What's that? So I had to go into Google Translate. You'll see me writing this stuff on the plans. Like this. What's that mean? Well, I Google translated some of it. And it's positioning block of the BDF. Well, what the hell is the BDF? Well, BDF means trailing edge. So this is for, the dihedral brace. So, yeah. Anyways, it's been interesting building off of a French airplane off of German plans, which, just seems wrong. And some of it's German, and some of it isn't. Some of it is French. So, like I said, it's been an interesting plane to build, and I hope I don't have to do it again anytime soon. But anyways, I hope you guys like that. I guess we'll end this one here with just the introduction. Sorry, no building going on. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff to figure out on this, and you know, I got landing gear to start figuring out. So this thing is, just holds you for a few more minutes here. This thing gets fully sheeted with 1/8 inch balsa wood. This is the one of the dihedral braces. There's 2 of these. There's another one back there. And this gets sandwiched together. This was all solid wood. These are tabbed into each other. Yeah, and then basically what I got next to do is once I start building the box, now this is like 3, so 1, 2, 3. So this will get glued and epoxied into there. These were fun to get slotted out. They're still not. Some of them are fitting okay, some of them aren't. Yeah, it's been interesting. So, anyways, tell me what you think about the build series as far as skipping over the build and doing just videos on the finals and stuff like that. The interesting parts, I guess. It's gonna take a little longer to get a video out on it, but we'll get going here pretty soon. The main assembly is just about finished. I just got to get some time, hopefully this next week, to work on it. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if any of you guys are local to me in and around Western Ohio, but my airfield, the Dark County Air Maulers, we are having our swap meet next Sunday at the Knights of Columbus building in Greenville, Ohio. I will be right up front as I'm the treasurer of the club, taking all your guys' money. So if you need more information about it, it's posted in the AMA website. You can get a hold of Dean or President if you need a table, or maybe you just want to come hang out and check out what we got. It's not a very huge swap meet, but it's a lot of fun, and it costs $5 to get in. Tables are $10, and we will be doing a chicken dinner fundraiser after everything's said and done, starting around noon. So hey, we'll have food throughout the day. So anyways, we'll talk at you guys later. Thanks for watching.